Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Aspirational. I'm your host, Hannah Aaron Brown. Welcome back, everyone. Starting off on yet another fucking somber note because RIP to Dolly Parton. Ugh. Can we catch a break right now? I'm serious, you guys. Like, I am so fucking sad. She is one of those women who was so mama. She was so comforting. She was so special. She brought so much joy and beauty to this world. And I really thought we were going to have her until she was like 100 years old. And 80 just feels too fucking young. I was talking to some friends about this, and I think after her husband died, I think there is such thing as dying of a broken heart and or just kind of like your body shutting down as the result of like a tremendously devastating loss. So I find solace in knowing that she's reunited with her husband now because I do believe in heaven and I do believe in the afterlife. And so I know that wherever Dolly Parton is resting, she is having a beautiful, wonderful time. But god damn, enough already. I saw a TikTok where, I don't know if you know this TikTok audio, but there's this TikTok audio of this like weather woman like standing in a storm being like, don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't, something like, don't take perilous roads and don't swim in the sea. And someone made a TikTok with that sound and the text just said, Julie Andrews, if you can hear me. And I'm serious, you guys, it's enough already. It's enough already. But yeah, if you're feeling the pain of losing Dolly, I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you a big hug. This fucking sucks. Like, there's no way around it. Everyone watch your favorite Dolly Parton movie or listen to your favorite Dolly Parton song and honor that queen. God, I love her. R.I.P. Queen. No easy way to segue once again. I do have, this feels so gross to say, like right after talking about the passing of Dolly Parton, but I'm sorry, I have to. If you want to hear more of me talking about pop culture this week, if that is a reprieve for you, check me out on the podcast Uncover Girl. It is so fun. It's hosted by a friend of the pod, Beatrice Hazelhurst. She is so chic. She's from New Zealand. She's an amazing journalist and pop culture girly. And it's a really, really fun premise for a show. Basically, she'll have guests on and they'll cover like a celebrity profile and unpack it. And so we covered this insane piece about Anna Faris from when the movie What's Your Number came out in 2011, and it is wild. Trigger warning. It's like just like the piece itself talks a lot about like feminism in Hollywood and the challenges that Anna had to face as like a funny woman in Hollywood and kind of how she has to accept certain inappropriate, unhinged, ridiculous behavior from Hollywood in order to like stay in it, if that makes sense. But we had so much fun. We talk about a bunch of Anna Faris stuff in the piece itself and then a ton of other pop culture things, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So check that out. That's in the show notes. Also, I am a morbid freak and a glutton for punishment because ever since the passing of Hayden Panettiere, I think sometimes when something is like really fucked up to me, it's like I almost find safety in like soaking up more information about it to like try and make sense of it. And so I've been following Hayden Panettiere's case closely, and I've been listening to her memoir, and I saw that her mom, Leslie fucking Vogel, did an interview with Good Morning America. And I know last week I was trying to be delicate and I was trying to be sweet. Fuck that. I'm so mad. I cannot imagine losing your second child and doing interviews like a week and some change later. That is sick. That is fucked up. And she's pinning the whole thing on Hayden's on again, off again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson. And like, fuck Brian Hickerson too, but like, fuck both of them. You know what I mean? It's like chicken or the egg. Like, fuck Brian Hickerson, but would Hayden be abusing substances? Would Hayden be attracted to problem people like Brian if she came from a stable household? Like, probably not, right? Like, probably not, Leslie. So she's trying to pin the whole thing on Brian. And then it's being reported that it was Brian and his brother who were at the scene when Hayden passed, and he didn't show any emotion until they pronounced that she was deceased. And then he like lost his shit. And listen, I know that like when people are shocked, you just don't know how you're going to react. Da, 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 da. I hate that she was surrounded by all these fucking maggots, like these horrible people. And yeah, she was estranged from her mom, but like not when she was growing up, not when she really needed a stable person in her corner to protect her and take care of her, which is what parents are supposed to do. So based on how worked up I'm getting, I really probably should step away from the Hayden of it all, but I just can't. Like, I can't. I'm watching Nashville on Netflix, which I think it's about to get taken off of Netflix. So I'm going to have to find somewhere else to stream it. But, like, I just can't get over it. I can't get over it. Sorry to start the episode on such a bummer. A couple other personal updates that are not important. And I'm sorry to be this person complaining about the weather right now, but in LA, we are having like a 3-week heat wave. I'm talking like 95 plus degrees. And it is fucking me up so bad. It is putting me in just a perpetually horrible mood. It's fucking with my walking because like normally I'll go on like a walk in the morning, a walk like early afternoon, and then a walk in the evening. I can't go outside from like noon into like 7 when the sun goes down. Like it is that bad. It's so uncomfortable. And the AC unit in my room barely does anything, and I have to turn it off for this podcast because it's too fucking loud. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to just keep an eye out for the beads of sweat that will slowly collect on my lip over the next hour while I record. It reminds me of when I used to live in Chicago. Like in Chicago, sometimes we'll get like really fucking cold weather like in the spring. Like sometimes it snows in like April or May. It's diabolical. And when I used to live there and it was like May and still freezing and I was still like actively wearing a scarf, I would just be in like a horrible mood until the weather got nice. And that's how I feel with this heat. Like, oh my God. Unless I am like physically in a pool, I don't want any part of it. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like a brat, but here I go. I miss central AC so much, like so much. Like we have a couple units in our house, but like they only extend so far. They only cool off the room that they're in. The one in our bedroom barely does anything. It reminds me, did I already say this? It reminds me of the AC unit in Brave Little Toaster. It does though. Like it's fighting for its life, and so are we. Anyways, I can't believe I just complained about the weather on my show. I will say, positive note, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna turn this shit around. Zip zap zap. Shake it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna shake it off. I love that it's school supply season. I mean, I do always get a little melancholia this time of year as a 35-year-old woman because I'm so jealous of all the college kids going back to school. I'm like, oh, enjoy it. Enjoy it, kids. Enjoy it. Be safe, but enjoy it. Oh my God. The first week back at college after freshman year. So you've already established your friends, your vibe. Those first few days back before school starts, and it's just party after party after party. You're meeting all your friends. You're decorating your dorm or your apartment. All of your school supplies are new. You're picking up your books at the local bookstore. Inject it in my veins. Oh my God, nothing better. And you're like, who do I have a crush on this semester? And you're like assessing your options. Maybe there's like a hot transfer student. And you're like, ooh, and you're auditioning for the fall shows. If you're a theater major like me, I mean, there was really nothing better. And I know, like, I think about this sometimes, like, what vibe was higher, like, beginning of first semester, beginning of second semester. And I think both were great, but I will say the lowest vibe of the year to me in college was end of the school year going into summer. Because I was like, why the fuck would I want to leave campus, go back to my fuck-ass hometown, and stay in my mom's house and feel like I'm in high school again and have like a curfew and people like paying attention to what I'm doing when I experience the beautiful freedom of college. And what's amazing about college, and I will keep this brief, I realize I've already been talking about this for like 3 minutes. What's amazing about college is it's like adulthood light. Like it's like the Diet Coke of adulthood, because you feel like an adult because you have the freedom of like being away from home and like doing whatever you want, but also you have the structure of school. And I love school. You still have assignments, you still have shit to get done. And, you know, you still have just like you have a meal plan, you have a local gym that's part of your tuition. Like it's just a beautiful thing. So anyway, all this to say, happy school supply season, everyone. I last week went to the store and just bought a notebook just to feel something. I just said, you know what? I need a notebook. And I do fuck with a notebook. Like I like a handwritten note. My notes are all over the place, chicken scratch. But like when I write something down, it actually gets done because I have to cross it off, check it off, whatever. Sometimes I cross and I check. But yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying end of August back to school vibes. I know some people feel like August is like the Sunday of summer where it's just kind of like a bummer and you kind of get the scaries. But I think the reframe there is just like what an exciting time to like get organized, get our shit together, get into some healthy routines before we head into spooky season. Also, I don't know about y'all, but some people like treat September like the beginning of spooky season, and I believe those same people treat November like the beginning of Christmas time, and I rebuke that. I don't like that at all. To me, spooky season is October 1st. You get a month. Same with Christmas time. You get December, like, or not December 1st, but like the day after Thanksgiving. So basically through New Year's Eve, like that's Christmas time, or through Christmas, that's Christmas time. And I don't want to jump the gun. I would rather have like one beautiful month, like one contained month of like, this is when we're doing all this stuff. This is when we're going on a haunted hayride. This is when we're watching spooky movies. This is when I'm downloading the Shudder app. I only download it for the month of October, then I delete it again, you know? But I'm excited for spooky season. I'm excited for the holidays, and I'm excited to take September to just like get organized. I will say, banger of a summer. Probably one of the best summers I've had in a while because I wasn't wedding planning. And I felt like I had a really solid like friend group out here for the first time. So I had like shit to do, did a little bit of travel. I also got my shit together like in the summer. Like I set out this summer, and I know I've said this on the podcast a million times, like I set out this summer to like put some healthier routines in place. And it really felt like by the end of the summer, I had achieved some semblance of balance. I went to an event last night on a Monday night. I went to a Chad Powers event hosted by Hulu and Disney Plus. It was so fun. But I got these healthy routines in place where I was like, I still work out. Like even if I go to an event on a Monday, I'm still working out Tuesday morning. I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, Saturday mornings. Those are my workout days. And it was nice to stick to that routine. I love making like a little rule for myself. Like in high school, I had this rule that I was going to read every book that was assigned to us, and I was never going to use Spark Notes because I was like, there is a reason that these books were picked for the curriculum, and I should have a point of view on them. I have no idea why I thought that. And then my mom also instilled a work ethic in me where she's like, you will never miss a job because of partying. Like if you can avoid it, do not miss class and do not miss a job because of partying the night before. You have a responsibility. You made a commitment. You made choices. Now you have to follow through with the consequences of those choices. And I really like held on to that. So even now with my personal stuff, like a workout or my job or a meeting or whatever, I really try not to miss it. If I'm just like tired, like unless I'm violently hungover, like cannot stop throwing up, which is very, very rare. I'm like, I'm fucking going, I'm doing the thing. And it feels good to follow through on the things you say you're going to do. It makes me feel more confident. So great summer, excited for fall. Once this heat wave is over, oh my God, this is the one time of year, by the way, that I hate living in LA more than anything, because in the Midwest, the weather is like beautiful right now. And then it's going to slowly descend into perfect crispy fall weather, crispy patio football weather. Ooh. And here it gets really hot in October, and we don't really get like true fall weather until November. And then even then it's like still pretty warm because it's Southern California. But then in the winter, when my Midwestern family and friends are like suffering and they're like, oh my gosh, it's an icy tundra, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy I live in LA because the weather in the winter here is lovely. We get like a little bit of rain, nice and crisp. But in the meantime, I will be complaining. What else do we have? Okay, I have some personal updates. I finally met an unfriendly Trader Joe's employee, and it was a rush. What a rush, you guys. Okay, so I don't know the inner workings of how they train Trader Joe's employees, but I do know that like friendliness is like part of it. Like I feel like they're trained to be like, oh, like, are you trying this new item for the first time? Oh, like I tried this way. It was delicious. Maybe you should try it that way. Like they're always like striking up a conversation. And in theory, it's very sweet. And like I'm a very outgoing person. I like to connect. But when you're not in the mood and you get a chatty Trader Joe's cashier, it's a little tough. And I'm not going to be mean. Like I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to dance monkey dance for the Trader Joe's employee, and I'm going to be polite. And, oh, no way. I'll try that. Thank you. You know, I'll do the whole thing. It's not their fault. But Sunday morning, I met an unfriendly Trader Joe's employee who wasn't mean, but he just was not interested in talking. He was not interested in connecting. He did not want to be a part of any of my shenanigans. And my hypocritical ass was in a chatty mood. So I was like, like joking with Jake, being like, I'm not good at bagging, but I try, like, you know, as I'm trying to bag. And Jake's like bagging things immaculately. I was like, he has spatial reasoning. I don't. Like, I'm doing like a full bit, which is, I know you guys, like, I'm a hypocrite. It's irritating. And this Trader Joe's employee was having none of it. And I went, oh. It was kind of like fun. I was like, I wonder if I can win him over. And I never did. I never did in the entire interaction. And wow. I mean, I had to report back because it was like seeing Hallie's comment. Like, I was like, unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. This is amazing. So in case you were wondering, unfriendly Trader Joe's employees, they do exist. And when you meet them, it is very, very exciting. Also, Monty has a new storyline. So if you're new to the podcast, I sometimes reveal my intrusive weird thoughts, and a lot of them involve making up storylines for my pets, my dog Monty and my cat Nora, and I give them voices. So Monty met a dog in our neighborhood that literally could be his twin. And Monty doesn't get along well with other dogs. Like, normally he like lunges and barks, and he's great with people, loves children, doesn't really fuck with other dogs. So like we have him on quite literally a tight leash, and we know this about him. And bigger dogs especially, he'll kind of like try and like alpha dog them. And he was looking across the street and he saw this dog that looked just like him, like down to the pink snoot, okay? And they were staring at each other. And we have this thing where when Monty says what, when he's confused, he goes, what? That's how he says it, what? And so he's staring across the street at her, and she's looking at him, this dog, his twin, and they're looking at each other like, what? And it's like normally Monty would lunge at a big dog like that, but because it looked just like him, it like didn't compute in his brain. We found out her name is Lotus, and she's so cute, but they can never go near each other because like we don't really know how he's going to act when he's around each other. But the new storyline is that he's in love with her, and he'll be like, that is the most beautiful dog I have ever seen. And he just thinks she's the most stunning dog on planet Earth. And it's just because she looks like him. He's like, Lotus? Where's Lotus today? Maybe I can see her today too. That's the Monty voice. Don't try and place the accent. Don't be like, where'd that come from? It literally just came out of my mouth, okay? And that is, I think, the sign of a true voiceover artist. If anyone wants to book me, DreamWorks, Disney, like, hit me up, hit up my agents, hit up my managers. Like, I will do VO for you. But yeah, new storyline is that Monty has a girlfriend and her name is Lotus. And he thinks she's the most beautiful dog in the world because she looks just like him. What else? Oh, I have 2 new phrases for the not aspirational community. One of them is dumdum.com. Like, if someone's stupid or if you do something stupid, you can be like, oh my God, dumdum.com. I said it to myself alone in my car the other day. Like, I did something dumb and I was like, oh my God, www.dumdum.com. And it really rolled off the tongue. So I just wanted to share it with y'all. And then the other one, and this is actually an old one, is 1-800-NO-ONE-CARES. And if you go back and listen to a podcast that I used to co-host with dear friend of the podcast, Tyler Meredith, called You Know You Love Us. It was our Gossip Girl rewatch podcast that unfortunately we abandoned because we both got too busy. But it's some of our best work. I'm very, very proud of it. There was an episode where I was like, 1-800-NO-ONE-CARES, and it sort of caught on that show. And then I heard Kelly Catrone say 1-800-NO-ONE-CARES, and I was like, is Kelly Catrone a fan of You Know You Love Us? Like, obviously she must be, surely. But it is really fun to say. Like, when someone says something that you think is stupid, to just be like, oh my God, 1-800-NO-ONE-CARES. Like, just, I like being sassy in a way that's like clever, and it's like phrases that not everyone's saying. And I don't mean to be like, I'm not like other girls, but it is fun to just have like a little inside joke, a little quip, a little phrase. You know what I'm saying? So this week, if someone is being dumb, say to yourself, oh my God, dumdum.com. Or say it to your coworkers, be like, oh my God, that client, dumdum.com. I mean, don't get in trouble, but it's a fun phrase to whip out amongst friends. And then also 1-800-NO-ONE-CARES if someone says something fully innocuous and stupid. I came up with something over the weekend that was inspired by one of my friends because I was hungover on Sunday because I went out for my friend's birthday on Saturday night. It was such a fun banger of a night. Stayed out late. It was great. And Sunday, I wasn't hungover in terms of like I was nauseous. I was just really tired and I wanted to take like a life-changing everything shower. And I was texting one of my friends and she was like, oh my God, yes, like make a thing of it, like dim the lights, light a candle. And I was like, that is a genius idea. Now, unfortunately, my bathroom during the day is incapable of getting dim because it has these like big windows, but I lit a candle and I played Enya, you guys, I felt like I was at a spa. And I was like, I could take this a step further and use like eucalyptus oil and like you could really make your like put some eucalyptus like hanging in the shower. If I could dim the lights, I would have. And I was like, I came up with the term spa shower. And that is when, this is something I'm going to integrate into my Sunday routine, a spa shower. That is when you play spa type music. For me, it's always going to be Enya, like every fucking time. She is so soothing. Orinoco Flow, are you kidding? And then if you want to get more like deep cut with it, I mean, let's talk about Storms in Africa, part 1, part 2. Let's talk about Book of Days. You know, I mean, there are some real Enya hits, but making your bathroom feel like a spa and taking an everything shower and doing like a hair mask, multiple soaps, scrub your body down, use your scrubs, then get out, body lotion, body oil, like do the things. You both smell and feel like you just left a spa. You're just to this herbal, soapy mermaid. I mean, it's a really amazing feeling. And then I thought about another type of shower that I want to implement that I have been implementing, but I want to make it like more specific. And that's a cosmic space shower. And that is to be taken when it's dark out, like ideally. But a cosmic space shower is when you turn the lights off and you play like club music, like fun, like pre-going out music. This is a pre-going out shower, okay? Cosmic space shower. Maybe you bring a drink into the shower with you, like a shower beer. You dim the lights. You play like fun music. Maybe if you have like party lights, you bring them into the bathroom and you spray yourself down with your perfume and you put on like a slutty smelling lotion. I'm talking like something from Victoria's Secret or like a banana scented like hemp lotion. That's my personal favorite, banana coconut. And you kind of treat it like you're in college, like about to go to a party. And so I'm talking like use scents that like remind you of like that evoke like the 2010s. So like anything like floral or fruity, whatever that means to you. Cosmic Space Shower is to get you hyped and to make you feel hot and sexy before you go out. And you make your bathroom feel like a cosmic spaceship. And then I got like really like existential and I was like, oh my God, someday like when I'm a mom, I can give my kid like, we can do like spa bath time where I make the bathroom feel like a spa, and I can do like cosmic bath time where it feels like the inside of a spaceship. And that's going to be so fun for my kid. This is what's weird about being where I'm at in my life. I'm not even going to like attribute an age to it. Is like on one hand, I'm like, I love college. I miss college. Let's treat our showers like we're getting ready in college. And then on the other hand, I'm like, oh my God, but like making bath time fun for my kid sounds so exciting and special. And I know that in the immortal words of my mother, not every day is a carnival. And sometimes you just got to get your kid fucking clean. You can't make it this whole song and dance. But like if you have time to kill on like a weekend or something and you want to make it feel special, like why not? Like make it feel special for your kid. That sounds so fun. Anyways, moving right along. Another thing before I get into pop culture. I ran into, so as you all know, I'm obsessed with my weighted vest. And I mean, I haven't been going on walks the way I want to because of this goddamn heat, but normally I love to go on my weighted walks, right? And I've tried to keep doing it in the heat anyway, as to the best of my ability. And I walked by this girl in my neighborhood like last week, and she was in a weighted vest too. It was like hot girls, like we see each other. And she walks by me and she points at the vest, and she points at me and she's like, yes. And she like is like turning, she passes me and then she like turns around and walks backwards and is like, how many pounds? I'm like 12. She's like 12. Me too. Me too. And she goes, I swear to God, I'm shredded because of this. I'm shredded. And I was like, I know, I'm obsessed. She goes, yeah. And she just like cheers me on. And we just have this beautiful moment of girlhood where we're like, weighted vest, hot, let's fucking go, baby. And that is when being a woman is so fucking rock and roll. Like being a woman has its challenges because of the patriarchy in society at large. But God, when you have just an organic moment of connection with another woman, there is truly nothing more life-giving on this earth. So I just wanted to give a heartfelt shout out to my weighted vest sister. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here. And then when we get back, let's get into some pop culture stuff because we have much to discuss. And we're back. Okay, first thing I want to discuss is Belmont Cameli did a Starbucks commercial with Martha Stewart for the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte, which came out today, the day that I'm recording this, August 25th, which again, I think like a little bit early, but whatever. I know that people are like obsessed with the PSLs, so get your bag, Starbucks, I guess, corporate tyrant. But he did this ad, okay, and the marketing team popped off with this one. Like, it was clever. It was cute. We love Martha. We love Belmont. Like, I loved it. Okay. He winks at the end. Martha's like, he's so hot. Like, no, no, no. Very cute. Very fun marketing. We all know I'm a sucker for good marketing. But then I had this thought, and it was as follows. Now, this might be more prominent on TikTok because TikTok has really become just one giant think piece. It makes me want to unalive myself. I really need to like be on it less because it just pisses me off. But a few months ago during Coachella, this creator named Bran Flakes, who I really like, we're friendly online, he was sponsored by Starbucks to go to Coachella. So he stayed at like a Starbucks house and he got dragged. People were like, how fucking dare you? We're boycotting Starbucks. How could you do this? Clearly you believe in this, this, and this. And they're making these like overarching generalizations about his character because he went on this Starbucks branded trip. Okay. And Bran, I will say, out of all of the influencers to come for, I think Bran really does use his brand to like bring awareness to important political issues, to help small businesses that could use the boost. Like, I think his heart is in the right place. I think he does the right thing, especially in the grand scheme of influencers on the internet. So I was like, guys, also like, did he say he was boycotting Starbucks? He never did. So it's like, you're holding him to a standard that he didn't sign up for, and that's annoying. So I made a TikTok today being like, hey guys, like Gen Z specifically, I'm talking to you. They're so exhausting, you guys. If I have Gen Z listeners, I love you. You're the exception to the rule. But a lot of Gen Z, I'm just like, I need you to get it together. I was like, Gen Z, I'm talking to you. Are you going to be mad at Belmont Camelli now that he did a Starbucks commercial? Or are like you okay with Starbucks now because Belmont Camelli did a Starbucks commercial? Like, are you going to leave people alone now for drinking Starbucks because Belmont Camelli did a Starbucks commercial? Mainly because my biggest issue is when people on the internet cherry pick what to be mad about. So it's like, if you think Starbucks is this big evil corporation, fine. But why do you have an iPhone? Why are you on TikTok? Are you on Instagram, which is owned by Meta? Like, if you were going to take this moral stance on Starbucks, then you probably shouldn't have an iPhone. You shouldn't be on TikTok. You shouldn't be on Instagram. You shouldn't shop at any well-known grocery store. Like, unless you're going to talk the talk and walk the walk, I think, frankly, you should shut the fuck up. I think it's weird how people cherry pick what things they're going to get outraged over when it's like, unless you are literally like giving up all of your worldly possessions and living off the land, you are supporting some corrupt organization because we live in a capitalist society and it is fucked up. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't be mad about certain things that these organizations are supporting. Like, I totally get it. But I am like, if you're going to drag a creator in their comments, don't pick and choose which famous people you're mad at, and don't all of a sudden not care just because a hunky, adorable Belmont Camelli is supporting Starbucks in this ad. Like, I think it's weird and I think it's annoying. And then someone in my comments was like talking shit to me about like, well, if Starbucks aligns with your values, then go for it. And I'm like, oh my God. Does Meta align with your values? Does TikTok align with your values? Like, let's peel back the layers of this onion, because then you will realize that you are a hypocrite, and I don't like hypocrites who can't admit it. The 29 minutes I've been recording, I've admitted that I'm a hypocrite. We contain multitudes. It is impossible for things to be so black and white all the time, and I think that's what grates on me about Gen Z and just internet culture at large. It is so fucking exhausting. So anyway, if you ever catch me promoting Starbucks, I did not say I was boycotting them. Now, that said, I do make my coffee at home because I like to, and I'm balling on a budget, okay? Unless you're literally talking the talk and walking the walk, I just don't really care what you have to say about my life choices. You know what I mean? Moving right along, I saw a picture of Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner. They're all over the place together, like holding hands, looking chic, in their cute outfits. They're both so tall. They're both so pretty. No. And I just thought, like, wellness check on Joey King. Because lest we forget, and I'm pretty sure Joey King is married now. That's irrelevant, honestly. Lest we forget, Joey King dated Jacob Elordi during the kissing booth and, like, after. She, like, discovered Jacob Elordi. She's, like, the Christopher Columbus of Jacob Elordi, okay? And when they used to date, he was a goofball. They were goofballs. They were silly geese together. And I know a lot of people find Joey King to be very annoying and polarizing. And respectfully, I do kind of get it. Okay? I kind of get it. But if I were Joey King and I saw my ex-boyfriend explode to superstardom and then date like every famous hot girl, like don't, like, I mean, like Joey aside, like he definitely has a type. It's like you have Olivia Jade, you have Kaya Gerber, you have Kendall Jenner. It's like his type at this point is just like it girls, like brunette it girls, right? With brown eyes. So if I'm Joey King, I would literally be like Regina George with Katie Heron. I'd be like, I invented him. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I just was thinking about her. I was like, I wonder what Joey King thinks about all this, because I really believe that God doesn't give you things that you can't handle. Because if I were Joey King, I would spiral. I mean, my first serious boyfriend was end of college, and we're cool now. But the second he got a new girlfriend after me, I was like, rah! Like crashing out on the internet, like really scary, like desperado shit on the internet, where I would post like pictures being like, like there was a manic glint in my eye being like, look how much fun I'm having. Happiness looks good on me. I've never been happier. Like very like Kristen Doty coded post Tom Sandoval. When she was with James Kennedy, like that was the vibe. I was like jumping on the couch like Tom Cruise. Like it was a lot. And so I'm like, the fact that Joey King like keeps her shit together, like how is she doing on the inside? Like, is she okay? I worry about her. And you know, will Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner last? Who knows? And frankly, who cares? Like I don't really care. But it is kind of annoying to just watch such like objectively hot, fashionable people like gallivant around together. It's like, save some for the rest of us, you know? Spread the wealth. Moving along. Guys, okay, this might be niche. I'm almost certain it is. But there's a brand called Honor Active, which is owned by a gorgeous, I believe, Australian influencer named Christy Salas. And her ads are so cute. Her stuff is so cute, but it's pricey. And they have this fabric. What's it called? It's like soft form, or it's some like soft fabric that has some hold in it, and it's all over their pages, and they're like, this is our patented like fabric, it's so great, da da da. Well, for my birthday I got a gift card to there, and I got these like wide leg pants that are all over their socials. They're like, these are our signature pants, like you'll love these pants, and every girl wearing the pants looks so hot. I put them on. I have the gnarliest camel toe, and it's just like, I can do better than those pants. Like those pants did me no favors. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm not going to keep a pair of pants just to be like, I have an Honor Active set. I didn't like them. And then I was like spiraling, being like, God, like spending a lot of money on activewear is such like a stressful black hole for me, because it's like, if I don't like it, but I spent money on it and I like don't have the foresight to return it, and I try and like force myself to like it because I feel like I'm like supposed to because of like marketing or whatever, which is like dumb of me, but like sometimes we all fall into that trap. I get so mad at myself, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna like Depop things and go to like CRZ yoga, because like hot girl expensive workout brands stress me the fuck out, and those pants, I'm sorry, they suck. And then I went back to their socials and I was like, who's actually modeling these pants? Do they have any girls with like, you know, a little bit of a belly or thighs? And no. And not that I could find. Not in those specific pants. Not that I could find. And I was wearing like very thin underwear. You could see it right through the pants. So all their models are commando. And I have nothing against going commando. It's great for our vaginal health, honestly, to go commando. But like, I'm not spending $68 on a pair of pants that I'm going to go work out in that I can't wear underwear with. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know. I came to de-influence you. I felt like, I was like, I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. Like, I'm Hannah. I speak for the hot girls. Do not spend $70 on these pants. I just don't, unless you're like a twig. Like, sure, if you're a twig, do your thing. Clothes are made for you all the time. Like, do your thing, girl. Good for you. But for me, as someone with like thighs and a stomach and an ass, not my favorite pants. And I refuse to fall victim to that marketing ever again. I did keep the top that I ordered, but I got to return my second pair of Honor Active pants now. And I've had enough. Moving along, I went to a Chad Powers event last night, as I said earlier, and it was so fun. And I feel so lucky to get to go to these influencer events and see actors in the wild. And the vibes were excellent. It was at Barney's Beanery. And you know what I think they did really well about this event is there was no screening portion. It was literally just a party. Like, we were just there to like eat and drink and like take photos and vibe. And I will say, I think a screening can throw off the momentum of the night at a party. I think if you do it first, then the energy can pick back up. But I think then the screening's got to be early enough that people are like excited to, it's like a wedding, like that people are excited to party after the part where they're sitting down. I've gone to events where like the screening happens like in the middle of the party, and I'm like, we were having fun. Why are we being forced to like sit in a room now? Like, what? So this event was just so well done. The creators of the show were really, really fun. And I said to one of them, I was like, this show is like it's like an edgy, kind of like an edgy Ted Lasso. And I was like, I say that as a compliment because I find Ted Lasso to be like really irritating by like just how wholesome it is. It's just like Jason Sudeikis' face being like, and I was like, Jason Sudeikis, like Ted Lasso culture and Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso reminds me of like the annoying guy in your improv group, like your college improv group that's like, I'm just a nice guy, like doing a little half smile and like he's not to be trusted. Like that's how I feel about Jason Sudeikis and Ted Lasso. And I was like, if Ted Lasso is like zip zap zap, Chad Powers is zip zap fuck. And one of the creators was like, that's amazing. Can you write that on Letterboxd? Like, I love that. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my honor. And all this to say, you guys, I used to have such imposter syndrome going to creator events, even as recent as like 6 to 8 months ago. But like being yourself and having like normal conversations, even if it takes a drink or two to like get into it, having normal conversations and just being like your silly, goofy self and like not being afraid to like nerd out about something that is cool to you. I think just I don't know. I just think it wins every time. Like I think it's refreshing, even if you're not outgoing and like aggro like me. I think it's refreshing to see someone just fully be themselves, especially at an industry event where you feel like, oh my god, like there's a temptation to compare and be like, what's that person doing? What's that person doing? Oh, I like that person's outfit. They look cooler than me. Da da da. I think to just like stand in your power and like stand your ground and be like, this is what I bring to the table. This is my vibe. I just think it not only makes the event so much more fun, but it makes networking a breeze. And you can leave that event being like, whatever people thought of me isn't really my business. I know that I honored like my authentic self and the people who got it. And that's like a really exciting, empowering feeling. I also had the honor of talking to Steve Zahn. I love Steve Zahn. He has done so many projects. I was looking at his IMDb and it's like, God, he stays booked and busy. And God, one can only hope for a career as incredible as Steve Zahn's. But I was like, hey, if you were to like give an actor advice, spoiler alert, the actor is me, and he like started laughing. I was like, what would it be? And when I tell you, Steve Zahn gave me the most heartfelt advice. Steve Zahn is Papa, okay? He goes, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my kids. Do not worry about getting it right. I was like, I do sometimes worry about sticking the landing. He's like, no, listen to me. Do not worry about getting it right. You just have to be you. You just have to trust yourself, and you will fail, and not everyone's going to get it, and it's not going to work. And then one time someone's going to go, well, that was different, and it's going to work. So you just need to trust yourself and like keep doing it. And I could have cried. I was like, that really means so much to me. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Like, that's really great. And he was so just down to earth and cool and like truly the snuggliest dad. Like, he gave the vibe of like your best friend's dad who like you don't get annoyed when he's home. I feel like everyone had a friend growing up where like when the dad got home from work, like he kind of ruined the like girly pop vibes. But like Steve Zahn is like for the girlies. Like, he's just such a safe, like soothing presence. And yeah, I loved him. And I loved the event, and the show is so cute. Make sure to tune in to season 2 on September 3rd. # not an ad, but you can stream it on Hulu and Disney Plus. It was such a fun event. I was really, really lucky to be there. Also, I was thinking about like what I've learned since I started going to industry events that I'm like proud of. And I wanted to share a couple of those things. One, I think it's really important, a la Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada, when she's telling Miranda like who everyone is. Look up the LinkedIn and like the photos of the people you're emailing with. So when you get to the event, you can be like, oh my God, hi, I was emailing with you. It's great to meet you. I think that is like such a thoughtful, nice thing to do. Also, if it's like a brand event, look up the brand colors and try to wear the brand colors, because I just think it shows that you're like thoughtful and that you care and that you want to like look like good in pictures. Like, I think from a marketing perspective especially, I think it shows a lot of thought and effort. And the other thing that I'll say, another piece of advice, is if you're like seeing someone again and they told you something like the last time you talked to them or you saw something on Instagram, try and file that in your head and bring it up to them, because I think it shows that like this isn't just a transactional networking thing, that you like care and you have a vested interest in them as a person and not just as like, you know, a corporate entity or connection. I think having that personal touch is really mindful and really special and personal, and I think it makes people feel very seen and appreciated. And I mean, who doesn't want to work with people who make them feel seen and appreciated? So like, I think before you're going to an event, remember if there was something they told you, like was this colleague moving, or did you see on Instagram that they just like went on a trip to Europe? You know, Did they get a puppy? Whatever it is, I think it's always nice to be like, hey, and I saw you just got back from that trip. How was that? It looked amazing. And it's so disarming and it's a fun way to just connect. And I think sometimes when we go into networking events, air quotes, something we think of as a networking event, it's really easy to feel like kind of gross and like a used car salesman being like, all right. And I think people go into those events thinking like, I have to get something from people. I have to make sure that like work is at the forefront of all of our conversations because I'm here for work and work and the work. And I want to work with this person on this thing. And I think if you just focus on connecting as people first, the work will follow or it won't. But I think you're going to leave a much better impression if you lead with being just a warm, kind person over having this like goal or feeling like you have to brown nose or like maneuver a certain way, like around a conversation in a certain way to like get this specific outcome. So that's my advice for networking events. The last thing I want to talk about before we get into Hannah's Hot Girl Corner and grow up is Margaret Qualley was on the red carpet for this new movie called, I think The Dog Stars is what it's called, starring like Josh Brolin, Jacob Elordi. Like it honestly feels like a boy movie that was like made by AI, but I'm not going to clip this for social media because the last time I did that with Song Sung Blue, I got dragged. Never forget. But she was wearing those heinous new Chanel shoes that like only cover your ankle and then your whole foot, your dogs are just out. You're just walking basically barefoot just with something on your heel to the premiere on the carpet. And I just want to say justice for Britney Spears because when she would walk around barefoot in gas stations in 2007, none of y'all were calling her chic. None of you were like, oh my God, queen, yes, chic, love. But because Margaret Qualley's wearing this like $3,000, heel cap that has a Chanel C on it, we're all like, oh my God, fashion. And listen, I have nothing against Margaret Qualley. I think she's lovely. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's so talented. I'm so happy she's free from Jack Antonoff. But God, those shoes are horrible. They're horrible. And I'm like, Chanel, fuck you. Like, this is like capitalism final boss. This is not a shoe. This is not a shoe. Do not sell these to people and call them a shoe. And if you are a rich person and you can afford them, do not buy these. They're fucking stupid. Just walk around barefoot for free and get like a nail in your foot the old fashioned way. Like, enough already. But then I saw a brilliant TikTok that one of my friends sent to me. And it was someone being like, from a PR standpoint, this is genius for Margaret Qualley to wear these heinous Chanel shoes with her dogs out on the red carpet for the dog movie, whatever it's called. For her to do that, we're all now talking about her shoes and her feet and focusing on that and not her divorce. Oh, I was like, I fancy myself a smart cookie like 75% of the time. When I'm a dumb bitch, I'm like really a dumb bitch. But I was like, oh my God, PR is so magical. I was like, oh my God, I never would have thought of that, but it is genius because no one's talking about her and Jack. No one's talking about her personal life. Everyone's just like, damn, Margaret Qualley had her dogs out on a carpet for her movie. That's crazy. Those shoes are so ugly and stupid. Genius. So love and light to Margaret Qualley, but I fucking hate those shoes. Moving right along. Let's get into Hannah's Hot Girl Corner for the week. Okay, the first one I'm going to say is the Cycler body oil, specifically I have it right here, in the scent Naked Neroli. It has vitamin C in it. This is something I got with the Sephora gift card. It is, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I just love the smell of neroli. I feel like neroli always reminds me of like a fancy hotel pool, like a 5-star hotel pool. It just, it's so like soothing and makes me feel very sexy. And I just love that body oil. I don't use it every day. I'm like, my precious, I have to save it. But when I really want to feel like super glowy and sexy and like I have my life together, using that body oil after a shower is just so nice. And it looks so pretty. I was thinking about this too when I got my like Kerastase hair oil and then this. I was like, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you're paying for the same product but like at a premium when you get these fancy brands because a lot of the formulae are similar to like less expensive brands. And I was like, yes, that is 100% true. And I love a dupe. You know me, I love Elf, I love Milani, I love drugstore makeup. I shop drugstore as much as I can. But I will say having these pretty oils and they're like nice glass bottles like out on a tray makes me feel like the mom in the Parent Trap. Like it makes me feel like a woman. And that is an investment. It feels good to make that investment if you can swing it. So I really love this body oil. I think it's a great product. I think it smells really good. And I think it just elevates shower time, which, for your spa shower, for your cosmic space shower, I think it's a great add-on. So by the way, I didn't mention this. Everything from Hannah's Hot Girl Corner that's shoppable will always be linked in the show notes in my Shop My. So you can always shop something from this week or previous weeks. I try to keep up with everything in there. So if you ever want to shop something that I mentioned on the show, check out my Shop My in the show notes. Another Hannah's Hot Girl Corner for this week is a dessert that I am obsessed with. You take 2 dates or more, choose your own adventure. Take out the pit, take a few dark chocolate chips, stuff them in, rip open the date and stuff the chocolate chips in the middle. Put it in the microwave for 25 seconds, 25 seconds. Then top with a little bit of ghee butter and sea salt. Oh my God, you guys, it literally tastes like a buttery pastry. It is so fucking good. It's my current hyperfixation dessert and I know you'll love it. Get a little bit of dried fruit in there, good for the fiber, a little dark chocolate, good for the heart, and some buttery sweetness. It's just truly delicious. And then a little bit of the saltiness. It's just like a truly elite flavor combo. So check it out. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And now it's time for this week's Grow Up. And I really don't think I've done this one, but if I have, I do think it's worth repeating. I fucking hate when you're at an event that you should obviously be at. It makes total sense for you to be there, whether it's a work thing or a party. And you run into someone and they go, "What are you doing here?" Condescendingly, "What are you doing here?" It's well, I'm friends with the birthday girl. You're well, you're an actor. I am too. So yeah, it makes sense that I'm at this play. It makes me so mad because I think the subtext of that is I didn't think you knew these cool people, or I didn't think you were cool enough to be here. I didn't think you had business here. And it makes me so mad. I think it's a weird thing to say. If I run into someone I know at an event, it's "Oh my God, hi, how are you?" I would never, ever think to say, "What are you doing here?" It's weird, you guys. And you might think, "Hannah, you're projecting." And I might be projecting, but I don't think I am. I think it's a weird thing to say. I think there are a million warmer, more friendly things you can say to someone when you run into them at an event. Other than, "What are you doing here?" Bitch, what are you doing here? I'm friends with these people. I know this organization. I have business here. I feel like Vivian and Pretty Woman being "I got money to spend in here." Bitch, what are you doing here? So to anyone who says that to people at events, and it is personal, okay, because this has happened to me a lot of times, and I'm I have had to train myself like a racehorse to be confident, okay? And it is a work in progress every day. Every day is not the same. But I am at the best point with my confidence that I have ever fucking been. So don't you dare come up to me at an event and ask what the fuck I'm doing there. I'm there because I'm Hannah Aaron Brown. Why the fuck are you here? Whew. Grow up. Grow up. Wow. It always feels cleansing to do grow up. And I know that I get worked up about things where it's "Whoa, Hannah, you okay?" And I'm not. I have therapy in an hour. But thank you all so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you so much for listening. Also, you guys, when you send me nice messages about this show, they mean so much to me. I know I say it every week, but every time I get one, it just makes my heart so, so happy. So thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me every week. Thank you for reaching out. If you love this podcast, leave it a rating and a review, share it on Instagram, send it to a friend. Everything helps. You can always watch full episodes on YouTube. Leave a comment over there if you feel so inclined. Again, check me out on Uncover Girl. That's going to be in the show notes for you. Feel free to shop my if anything from Hannah's Hot Girl Corner sounds exciting to you. If you're intrigued, follow me on social media at Hannah Aaron Brown. That's HANNAHAARON BROWN. That's all for me. I love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.